Hey everyone, this is Daniel from Phone Arena with the Samsung Wave M, which is introducing a lower mid-range category in the body lineup, as it sports a 5 megapixel camera with LED flash and a larger screen than the entry-level Wave Y, but keeps the same resolution and processor. The phone is very light, but comparatively thick at 0.48 inches, 12.2 millimeters, and this chubby form factor coupled with the signature tapered back of the new body lineup make it very easy to hold and to operate with one hand. The back cover seems brushed as if with metallic finish, as you can see, but it's actually slippery plastic. The 3.65-inch display sports the same 320 by 480 pixels of resolution we find on the lowly Wave Y, which means that it's 158 ppi pixel density, which is way worse than the category average. The interface looks granular throughout, and it's hard to read small text in the browser, for example, actually pretty hard. Otherwise, viewing angles are fairly decent, and sunlight visibility is good outside only when the screen is at full brightness, and you have to adjust the brightness manually as there is no automatic light sensor here above the display. You can only adjust brightness from here from the settings menu. As we mentioned, there is a 5 megapixel camera on the back with LED flash for indoor shots situated next to the speaker grill, and the addition of a front-facing camera compared to the Wave Y is a nice touch as well. This volume rocker here on the left and the power lock button on the right, as well as the home key underneath the display, are physical keys, very easy to discern and with good travel. Let's have a look at the TouchWiz interface over Bada 2.0 on the Samsung Wave M. As we mentioned in the intro, the pixel density here on this screen size is a bit detrimental to the overall impression from TouchWiz on Bada 2.0, as whatever the iCandidacy interface offers, the pixel density takes away from a little bit, especially when you're reading small text in the browser, for example. As with everything else, you get used to it with time spent with the handset, of course. The TouchWiz interface here introduces notifications on the lock screen. As you can see, you can place the weather widget on it. Also, notifications for missed call and messages come up on the lock screen. You also have this cool live panel home screen with transparent widgets, which you can scroll up and down instead of swiping left and right. Although you do have other home screens to do that and place widgets and folders and application shortcuts on. The only stationary widget here is this one for your favorite contacts. And you also get this cool radio buttons in Bada 2.0. The icons have been redrawn as well, as you can see, and other graphics as well, the folders. And overall, the 832 MHz processor runs things very, very smooth and zippy without any interface lags. This 3.65-inch display size makes it comfortable to type on the screen in portrait mode, as well as especially in landscape mode. The Bada 2.0 keyboard is very well spaced out, as you can see, so it's a breeze to type, even though the screen is not 4 inches or up. Both the portrait and landscape keyboards are pretty comfortable. Samsung's new version of Bada's Dolphin browser adds a download manager and some prettier interface compared to the previous versions, but it still doesn't support desktop Adobe Flash, only Flashlight for ads, which you probably don't care about anyway. Text reflow though, pinching, zooming, as well as scrolling around are executed fine, but while reading the text, we again get unpleasantly close with the low pixel density, which you can very well see here. It's hard to read anything with smaller text, and even when you zoom in text looks quite jagged. Let's have a look at some of the more interesting apps that come pre-installed with the Samsung Wave M. The music player is pretty decent, supports albums, artists, playlists, categorizations, as you can see, and visually it is also polished with some transparencies, as well as cool album art carousel in landscape mode like that, which if you get bored from, you can switch to this jog dial here and choose another song. So the music player is pretty decent in terms of eye candy. Just in terms of functionality, it doesn't have, for example, equalizer presets embedded in the interface. It also doesn't have the song recognition that we used to encounter embedded in Bada handsets. Pretty basic music player. We also have Samsung's new chat-on messaging service, which is supposed to take on text messaging. To set it up, you can chat with other Samsung owners. And as far as the gallery goes, it also doesn't have embedded photos and video editing, and it doesn't even have them as, for example, standalone applications. The only actions we can do with the photos is rotate, crop, and that's about it. We're used to seeing embedded photo and video editing functionality in Bada handsets, other Bada handsets. As far as video playback goes, we have only MPEG-4 support up to 640 by 480 definition. The handset doesn't support DivX XPD files out of the box, which is a pity since a lot of Samsung handsets, even the low-end ones, support it. Otherwise, the video player is pretty functional, as you can see. You can direct this video to stream from here, from the video player, to the AllShare application, which finds your D1A-enabled devices in the room, and you can stream it directly to your D1A TV, home stereo, or computer. The 5-megapixel camera is accompanied by an LED flash for indoor shots, and the camera interface is the standard Bada fare with panorama mode and smile shot. Blink detection is present as well. Pretty rich set of shooting modes. There are also a couple of effects you can apply. There's a macro mode, and you can apply gray, sepia, or negative effects to your photos and videos. Shot times were very decent, 2-3 seconds with the on-screen shutter button, provided that you have turned the default preview feature off, and the pictures themselves turned out with pretty accurate colors, slightly notched up contrast compared with reality, which a lot of people like. The camera focuses well and sharpness is decent, plus the phone captures detail enough for an average 5-megapixel camera. Indoor shots came a bit soft under strong light, and the white balance was slightly off in another example. But the LED flash did a good job illuminating the scene from about 6 feet, and apart from these slight hiccups we mentioned, indoor photos are pretty good. The Samsung Wave M records 640 by 480 video with 30 frames per second, which makes for a decent experience, accurate colors, and good sharpness. But this VGA definition makes it watchable only on the phone screens or on a computer screen if you're not very picky about your video quality. Overall, the Wave M sports an okay design without any bells and whistles, but it feels sturdy and is comfortable to grab and hold, albeit a bit bulky. Our biggest gripe is this lower than usual pixel density on the screen, which sometimes makes text appear jagged, especially if it's small text within the browser. And also the TouchWiz Android overlay doesn't look as good as it would have been with a higher pixel density. What we did appreciate though were the decent outdoor and indoor pictures with the 5 megapixel camera and the good call quality here in the earpiece and via the microphone. Nevertheless, the Wave M doesn't stand much chance against a decent Android mid-range phone with the hundreds of thousands of apps backing it up. And despite that, it's a decent addition to the bundle lineup. Phones like the Samsung Galaxy Ace with Android are in the Wave M price range and offer access to Android market with very similar hardware specs to this one here. For the same screen size as the Wave M plus Android, you can look at the Ace Liquid Metal, which can be found currently very cheap, but its camera shots are way worse than what we have on the Wave M. Frankly, you can also get either the Wave 2 or even the first original Wave, which can be found for similar prices but have better specs than this one. And the Nokia 603 is also a good alternative, despite missing an LED flash, since you get more apps than with Butter, and you also get free lifetime navigation plus a very bright display with high resolution. This was a video review of the Samsung Wave M from Phone Arena. For more information about this and other handsets, you can visit us at phonearena.com. Thanks for watching.